Welcome to New Generation Mentoring with Drs. Moses Toffa and Rejoice Makauze. We are a mentoring program that seeks to mentor society, especially children, with the goal to take them back to the path of morality and godliness. Our motto is back to morality, back to God. I'm proceeding to talk about bullying and other painful situations that we face in life that may cause some of us to think about committing suicide. Now, in previous videos, I gave examples of people in the Bible, believers, who desired to die, but they did not take their life. I gave the example of Jonah, of Moses, Elijah, and Job. Then I gave examples of people who were not believers, who committed suicide because God cursed them. I gave the example of Saul. I gave the example of Zimri and Ahithophel. Now, today I want to show you why a believer should and cannot commit suicide. I know this can be controversial, but I want you to listen to what I'm going to share with you. Now, I want you to understand that there are two forms of peace in this world. There is a peace that comes from this world that is carnal. This peace comes from how people treat you. It comes from your material conditions. If people treat you well, if you have the desires of your life, you may have this form of peace. If people bully you and treat you bad and all that, this form of peace may flee from you. And this form of peace is fragile. Then there is a spiritual form of peace which comes from the knowledge of God. This peace is in the inner man. This peace witnesses with your spirit. Now, if you are not a believer, it means that you only rely on the carnal peace that I talked about. So if that peace falls away, that's when you can consider thinking about taking your life. But if you are a believer now, you have those two forms of peace, but especially the peace that comes from God. Now, the peace that comes from God, it can make you at peace even though you are facing a lot of trouble and challenges. So I want to read Luke chapter 16 verse 20 to 21. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, dogs came and licked his sores. So he was in pain, but because he was a believer, he had the peace not from the world, but from God. John chapter 14, verse 27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. So the way God gives peace and the way the world gives peace are different ways. The peace from the world is fragile, is carnal. The peace from God is permanent, is spiritual. So if you are now a believer, you can be like this Lazarus. You can be like Job. You can face a lot of challenges, but the peace that comes from God will make you to prevail, and especially not to consider to take your life. So I'm encouraging you to believe in God, so that when these situations come, even if you are tempted to say that I no longer desire to live, you will never take your life. That's why Jonah desired to die. He did not take his life. Moses desired to die. He did not take his life. Elijah desired to die. He said, I am no better man than my fathers. Take my life, O Lord. But he could not die. Why? Because of the inner peace, the peace from who? From God, which a non-believer cannot have. So once this kind of peace that we have has been eroded, that's when you can get to that point where you can say, now let me take away my life. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 2, grace and peace be multiplied unto you through the knowledge of God and of Jesus Christ our Lord. So this grace or this peace is multiplied unto you through what? Through the knowledge of God. So the more you know God and Christ, the more you have this spiritual peace. If you don't know God and Christ, you cannot have this peace. You only rely with the peace that comes from the world. That does not depend on you. That depends on how people chose to relate and interact with you. People will come and bully you. People will come and insult you. So you don't have to rely on this peace that is fragile. You need to have the peace that is multiplied through the knowledge and the fear of the Lord. May God bless you.